Without much ado, I'm going to welcome our first speaker. So I'm going to read a little about her bio before she takes over, and she will talk to us for the next 30 minutes plus, and we would have a bit of reflection after that, bring in the second expert, and also would give him some time to drill down on what he's been through to appear successful in his career. Then we would have question and answer, and there we will wrap up the thing for today. So I'm pleased to introduce to us today Dr. Fitiraman Sambodonga, who is an experienced public health specialist with a strong background in public health, epidemiology, program management, and policy development. She has significant expertise in sexual and reproductive health, maternal and child health, immunization initiatives, disease surveillance, and epidemic preparedness. Dr. Sambo Donga has worked with major organizations such as the Ministries of Health, WHO, and UNICEF to create and execute evidence-based public health interventions. She has expertise in stakeholder engagement, leadership, development, and public health advocacy, and has collaborated with government agencies, donor partners, civil society organizations, and community groups to improve public health delivery among vulnerable populations. Her efforts focus on the integration of services such as immunization, maternal health, and infectious disease control strategies to ensure optimum utilization of healthcare services and decrease disease spread. She has also led health research projects, grant writing processes, and conducted data-informed program evaluation. Dr. Sambo Donga has made significant contributions to national health policy formation, training the health workforce, and enhancing epidemic response systems. She is a Chevening Scholar with an MSc in epidemiology from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, and another MSc in public health from Benemont University. Can you join me with gladness to welcome Dr. Finti Sambodonga?
Um, Good evening, Dr. Kalu, my chief. Um, well, about being an expert, I wouldn't call myself that, but it's an honor to be here and to, talk with colleagues on, the journey so far. Um, yes, I think he said most of it about me, but I'll just say in addition to being a medical doctor, I am a wife, I'm a mother of three, and I'm a Christian. I'm saying that because most of what I'll be talking about will be, you hear me chip it in, and it's just my life. So once again, thank you for joining. And yes, I pray that, this session does help someone, bless someone, and answer some questions. Okay, so straight to it, he's talked about me, and I think one of the questions that is being asked of me is, what does success mean to me? I'll say to me, success is not a destination, but it's a journey. Because at different points in my life, different things seemed, or at those points, the things I wanted to achieve were success, So at different points in my life, different things were termed success. However, overall, I'll say success to me is making an impact. And that was one of the reasons why I joined public health. I come from Nigeria, and while I was in medical school many years ago, I remembered something that a lecturer did say, and he said that the cases that come to the hospital are just the tip of the iceberg of what we see in the community. And having done the community health um, posting, I did see it because I come from the northern part of the country, and there's lots of poverty, and so very few people can come to the facilities to access care. So taking the intervention to the communities, I saw the impact it made, and it gave me so much joy. So I was torn between going into pediatrics and community health. But yeah, I'll say somehow my path was cut out for me. So for me, I'll say success is making an impact in the lives of people that I meet, whether on the field or, just along life, wherever I find myself. My journey, there's been lots of ups and downs, but I will zone into Chevening. Why did I want to apply for a Chevening Scholarship? So I had done a master's in public health a while back. And so I did it in the UK. And when I went back to Nigeria, of course, then I was just so excited because I had so many ideas on things I wanted to do when I, go back. So at that time, people were applying for the whole post-study work and all, but for me, it was a no-no because I just wanted to make an impact, put what I'd studied to practice. And yeah, I went back, and it wasn't exactly what I had thought it would be, but I'm glad. And while working, I went and I started working with an NGO. And afterwards, I got an appointment to the Federal Ministry of Health in Nigeria. I worked with the government for a couple of years. And there was an opportunity to move out again because the Ministry of Health gives you that leeway to go hone your skills or learn new skills before you come back. So I went out and worked with several organizations. And while working there, I discovered that I had a gap, and it was along research, because in public health, one of the things that we need to drive policies, to drive change, is actually data or making informed decisions. How do you make informed decisions? You make informed decisions by research, seeing where the gaps are. And that was it for me. I also believe in, continuous growth, and that's building yourself. There's always something to attain, a level to attain. So I did started, that was the quest. That was when House Chevening came about. So I wanted to come to the UK. And my reason for the UK actually is I'd been here, familiar territory and all, but I just wanted to come to London School because for me it was the best of the best. So why not? But it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. So I started applying. I applied for the London School. I applied to the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine in I think the first application was in 2017, and I got admitted straight away, but funding was an issue. And this is me married with 3 children, living in Nigeria, earning a normal salary, so there was no way I could self-sponsor. And yes, there was a lot going on. So I needed a scholarship, and I applied to different places. So I got to hear about Chevening from a friend, and he just said he had gone through, and I met him at work. We just clicked, and we started talking about, moving forward, career advancement. And he now told me about the Chevening Scholarship. So I applied for it. And after I applied, it was a shocker to me. that I didn't get taken. So that was the first time in 2018, I think. And I cried my eyes out. I won't even lie, because I thought I had done everything I needed to do. So the next year came. So 2017 I did apply. 2018 I applied again, right? 2018 I applied again. I'm trying to remember. I think 2018 was the first time. Then 2019 I applied again. Again, I got admission, LSHTM, because I deferred the first admission, so it was still there. So I now applied again, and I got another, unfortunately. So this was the second time. And I just said, see, I'm not doing it again. I've had enough of it. There are other avenues. Do I even have to do this? But there was a nagging feeling on the inside that just, something that just won't let me go. It was like, try again. And I'll want to bring something in here. I'll say the distance between your dreams or achieving your dreams, right? I'll say between your dreams and achieving them are actually the people you surround yourself with. They say you travel fast when you travel alone, but you travel well when you have people around you. So the company we keep matters a lot. So I had two particular people. So there was this other person again that I met in the line of work, and he applied, and he was like, Finty, just try again. I said, I've applied twice and I did not make it. I beg, it's not by force. Do I even have to go to school again? If it's master's, I already have a master's. And people were telling me, you have a master's, so why not just apply for a PhD? But I knew the gap I had, and I knew the capacity I wanted to build. So I applied the third time. It was another, unfortunately. So at this time, I was broken, and I just said, I'm not doing again. I told God. Now, that's when I gave the caveat of being a Christian at first. So, I just told God, I said, see, I'm tired. Just take this desire from me. Why do I even want to do it? But it was so, so strong. It was so strong. And I had these people that I'll say host of witnesses, or I'll say friends, and that's where the company you keep matters a lot. They just kept encouraging me. There was one person that called, like, he took it upon himself. Now, when I was applying, I didn't just sit and apply. And that was where, I didn't understand what was wrong, because I will make these applications way before. Then I'll send to different people to help me review. And it will just look like, oh, this is top notch, and send it. So the third time I got the rejection, I just said I wasn't going to do it again. And a friend of mine, he just won't let me go. He just said, Finty, you have to apply again. Fourth time lucky. I just have a gut feeling that you're going to make it this time around. And I'll just say, no, it's not by force. There are other scholarships. Why must it be Chevening? And he kept pushing and pushing. And so I prayed one day, and I just said, okay, God, I've been applying for this thing. I've applied 3 times and I haven't gotten it. If this is truly of you, because the desire, honestly, I can't even explain it, but it was just really strong for me to keep applying, and I couldn't understand it. And I just wanted it to go, so I could do something else. But it just kept coming. And then I had these people who were pushing me. So I just prayed and I said, God, if this is of you, show me what I'm doing wrong. Because for me to have applied 3 times and not gotten it, that means there's something I'm not doing right, or there's something I can do better. Show me what to do, because I don't want to spend months applying for this thing and then I don't get it, because it's actually time consuming. And this was just a few days, I'd say, to the end of the timeline given. And one day I was sleeping. Now, this is real life scenario. I was sleeping, and about 3 a.m., it just seemed as if somebody tapped me, and I woke up. And I just heard, it was so audible, go to YouTube. So I now wondered, go to YouTube. What am I checking on YouTube? And it just said, go to YouTube. and check your Chevening application. So I went to YouTube, and that was the first time I ever thought of checking for resources on YouTube. So I went to YouTube and I typed in how to apply for Chevening scholarships, and oh my goodness, the loads of resources that came out was amazing. There were so many, and I was confused, and I just said, God, you've told me to go to YouTube and check. So which one now will I follow? Everybody. And in my heart, there were two people that basically resonated with me. So I followed them, listened to their videos, listened to their advice, went on their their web pages and saw the different things that they had itemized as things that were important. That didn't stop me from looking at other things. And again, like I said, this was a few days to closing out, for the project. So I finished this application. I wasn't sleeping. So because I had to go to work throughout, like I'll close at maybe 6 and then sometimes field work. So most of my applications were done late at night or very early in the morning. So I spent time. That was the shortest time I actually spent applying for Chevening, because I'll start months before. This one, I think it was either a week to closing or 2 weeks. And so I did it. And then again, I had these amazing people who were kind enough to go through my applications on such short notice, because you get to write, I think, 4 different essays. And again, this time around, some of the things I know I didn't do the first time was actually go to the Chevening site and, look at the requirements better. But my main resource was YouTube. And so I did put it in. I sent in my application, but this time it was more like, how you really want something, but you're like, I failed 3 times. So, And then surprisingly, for the first time, I even remember the date, So I got an email from Chevening, and I was so scared to open it because I traveled to write another exam, another professional exam at Enugu then, and I did not want to open it because all the other ones I'd gotten were unfortunately. But I was like, well, I failed 3 times. It's not the end of the world. And for the first time, I opened and I saw that I had been nominated to move to the next stage. Oh my goodness, I was elated. But it wasn't the end of the journey because I now heard that we were over 7,000 that had applied from Nigeria that year, that cohort. And yeah, it was a Chevening. So it was somebody. So it was during our orientation after we had been chosen finally that we were told this. So over 7,000 of us had applied, and they shortlisted like 300. And out of the 300 that were shortlisted, they were going to take a third or so, no less than a third of us. So hurdle 1 jumped or passed. Now the next one. Again, I will emphasize the importance of people, the right people, because my Chevening scholarship was because of the right people around me. And so I started preparing for the interview, and that was hard work. Again, this friend of mine that pushed me to apply now linked me up with another Chevening scholar who had scored 16 over 16. And this is somebody I had never met. But this person was on my case. Like, I'll close from work. At 9 p.m., he will call me, Finty, we need to prep you for your interview because remember, it is war. You're preparing against 299 other candidates, and very few of you will be chosen. Sometimes I'm really tired and I'll tell him, please, I need to sleep. He'll say, okay, sleep. Wake up at 11. We're going to go at this with you. And he was so consistent and he pushed me hard. Made me memorize my essays, asked me questions, like drilled me inside out. And again, I'm grateful for the gift of people. So yeah, I went for the interview and I was scared. It was there. But it was amazing. It was amazing. And it's because of the preparation that I had done. Again, if I'd done it alone, I wouldn't have made it. But I had two people who helped me. And I'm grateful to God that I think out of 300 of us that were shortlisted, I think eventually it was just 44 of us that got taken from Nigeria for that cohort. And yeah, that was how I came to the UK to study at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine as a Chevening Scholar. And yes, that is my story. So yes, I did fail 3 times. But even when I wanted to give up, I had people who were pushing me. So I'll always say that, we can't do away with people. We need each other, and we need to keep the right community, the right people around us. Thank you very much. I hope I haven't taken too much time.
Thank you, Dr. Pincy. Thank you very much. That was quite an interesting journey and story. Um, can I ask if you can just throw a little light on what Chevening Scholarship is all about, and what would you encourage people to do in different endeavors of life, not necessarily Chevening. It could be Chevening, but any other
Okay.
thing they want to do. Because I picked up a number of things that you talked about in your story. Could
Okay.
you come in and just say a little about Chevening and what would you encourage others to do in their journey to success? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that question. So Chevening is a um, DFID sponsored scholarship program. So it's sponsored by the UK government, and the scholarship takes care of you, but just you. So it pays your full tuition, and my tuition was, I think, about £28,000. So it pays your full tuition. It pays for your return ticket from your country, and they give you a monthly stipend depending on where your school is. My school was in London, so I was receiving over £1,000 monthly because it's supposed to take care of you. So basically, that's Chevening Scholarship. What I will encourage other people to do, and I think it's, I'll say one, never give up on your dreams. Life comes with challenges. It throws, there's so many curveballs, but I'll say don't give up. If there's something, now I'm talking to myself as well, but because I'd given up. But again, that's where you have people. I'll say keep the right company. Um, you want to be around like-minded people, okay? People that can encourage you, people that can direct you, people that can guide you. So I will encourage, people, one, yes, not to give up, and then to keep the right company. Um, if you want to be in the public health space, I'll say yes, be on ESTO, because people, it's the right company. So yeah, I'll say keep the right company is very important, because when you're down, you have people who pick you up, and people who can encourage you. So it's very, very important to keep the right company on this journey. Has that answered it? And yes, I'll say pray. I'll say pray. For me, I believe that was the game changer for me, because honestly, it was after I prayed, and like I said, even though I'd given up, people were pushing. It was after I prayed that I got direction. So yeah, I would always encourage people to pray about the things that they desire. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pincy. Does anybody have any question or reflection on what Dr. Finty had just said? Okay, I will call up Cecilia, please. If you can turn on your video and speak. Thank you.
I don't think I can come turn on my video now, but I can speak. I hope you don't mind, sir.
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Finty. I'm really inspired by your story. It really resonates with me concerning my pursuit. I want to ask a question. For someone like me that comes from this part of the world where we need to balance family life, work. I want to know, how do you really go about it? Especially now, I don't know at the age of your kids anyway, but I want to know, how do you go about the balancing of activities?
Hmm.
How are you able to source out? Is it outsource or source help from
Yeah.
family to take care of your, or outsiders to take care of your kids, your home, you know? I'm
Yeah.
trying to, I want to hear that part, because like I said, your story has inspired me so much. It resonates with me. It's like you're talking to me directly. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you for that question. I'm laughing because honestly, I can't say there's one way to do it. I'll say one, I'm grateful to God that I have a spouse that, understands the kind of person I am and encourages me. So, for instance, if I want to go to Maiduguri, I can remember that time there was a job I wanted during the Boko Haram time, and it was a WHO job I wanted. And he said, "Are you sure?" I said, "I want to go." He said, "Okay, he bought tickets for me because I will not let it go." So I think he's just understood. And truly, I'm really grateful to God. But yes, for women, it can be challenging. So all of this, I was in Nigeria and I did have help. I had a nanny that was there for my children. I think at that time my colleagues used to laugh and say, "Oh, she's even my children's main mom and not me." She was elderly, so I didn't do small girls. I wasn't comfortable. So she was a grandma. And I remember again, and that's why I'll say pray about it, because the situations are different. I remembered when I wanted to have my first daughter, we took time to pray about the nanny and we asked God to bring us help, like somebody who will love the kids and who will be comfortable with. And God brought this lady and she was amazing with the kids. So I did have help. I did have help. But again, I had a husband who understood me. So example, one of the first, I think, no, the second NGO job I got was in Kaduna and we were living in Abuja and I was breastfeeding my son. He was a few months old at that time. No, not a few months old. He was almost one. And after a while, so I'll be in Kaduna during the week and then weekends I'll go back to Abuja. At one point, I think by the time he clocked on, my husband just said, "Please give me my son. Let me pack the children, let them be in one place. You can be doing your Ajala the traveler up and about." So I have like great support. But there were times where I was breastfeeding. I remember one time I was working with an organization. I had just given birth and I was breastfeeding and I was supposed to travel to Ethiopia for a program. I cried because they said I had to go. And I was like, "I'm breastfeeding my daughter." They said, "Yes, you still have to go." Again, for me, I went back to God in prayer and I said, "God, I can't go with this 1 month old baby," because they said, "Oh, when you go, we'll make provision for where you'll keep her." And I didn't understand how that was going to work. And, I just came into work the next day and they said, "Okay, we'll let you off this trip for now. But next time you can't use that as an excuse." So it can be dicey, Dr. Cecilia. But what I'll say is at every stage, I believe that if we pray about it, God sends us the help that we need. Let me give you an example. I came here and when I was coming, we thought it would be good for the kids, good experience or exposure for the kids as well. And we prayed for help. But, God brought help for us in a way that we didn't even imagine it. So we were planning to come with one of the nannies. We've done passport, she'll come, spend 6 months, go back, come back. And at the last minute, the lady, after doing passport, she just said she's not coming. And I was like, "Oh, God, what will be, will be." My mother-in-law came to say bye to the kids when they were about leaving, and she said she just had an inkling in her heart to follow us because she said she just thought, how will she go and cope with these children? Now, it was going to be me and the kids because my husband still works in Nigeria and he was supposed to be coming and going. How I was going to cope, I didn't know. So God did raise help for me, and truly she's been with, or she was with me throughout. So she'll come, stay for 6 months, leave 1 month and then come back. And so all the time I was in school, she was on ground, sorting the kids out, taking them to school, ensuring they were, taken care of. So the first thing I'll tell you as a woman who is a career mother, a career wife is please pray about it. God does send help to us in different areas. And then I think there are times when you need to step back a bit, because I think that was what the Ministry of Health did for me at that time. I had to step back. There was a time, again, depending on the age of your children, there's a time when you need to step back a bit and put some things on the shelf. Now they won't die, but in the background, you can be doing some other things that will help. So for instance, you want to do a master's, your kids are really young, and it's not, you cannot come personally. You can do some courses online like that. Those were some of the things I did. I did so many University of Washington courses, you know, they're paid for, but they were in groups, and that helped me. So I don't know if this helps, but I'll say, first of all, pray for help, because God does raise help. And then depending on the age of your children, you can, you know, step back a bit. And I'll say put some of those dreams on the burner and then see what you can do in the meantime. So even though I cried when I needed to travel to Ethiopia, for other places within Nigeria that I could go with my child, I went with my child and he helped. So I was breastfeeding, so there was some bit of sacrifice. So I had to pay, whether it was going by road with the nanny. So some sacrifice will come in. So since I couldn't travel abroad with the child, if they tell me go to Nigeria, any state in Nigeria, please, I'll pack my load and my child and be going. So there's a give and take, but again, it's also to ask God for wisdom on how to manage your particular situation. I hope that answers it.
Yes, ma. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate your honest answers. I'm not a doctor yet, ma.
Okay, so you're getting there. You're getting there.
I sincerely appreciate your answers, ma. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very much, Dr. Finzi. Do we have any other question before I go onto the charts to read some of the questions? Okay, Miracle Gechi.
Okay. Good evening from this side. Good
Good
evening, Ma.
evening.
Good
Good
evening,
evening.
everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity, sir, and the whole team members. I want to ask, Ma, I want to be very straightforward in my question. You know,
Mm-hmm.
aside being prepared, like from what you have said, from the stories you've narrated, like you said, there was this strong desire that you had that kept you going on. Aside from the people, I love the right people community you talked about, but in the whole story you talked that there are a whole lot of factors that I can fish out. You had this strong desire in you that said keep going, and then you prayed, and then you
Mm-hmm.
got direction. Does it
Mm-hmm.
mean that all this while that you were trying all of those other ones, you were not praying?
Mm.
Or, and then again, another question I want to ask is this.
Yeah.
Aside being prepared and you have worked hard, when you feel a whole lot of interruptions in what you are doing, how do you how do you dictate whether it's actually testing your resilient spirit, or that maybe God doesn't want you to actually continue in this kind of direction that you're taking? I don't know if you understand my question, Ma.
Okay, let me attempt to answer it. Honestly, if I tell you I know the answer, I don't know, because the first few times, I prayed, I fasted. Why I did not get it those 3 times, I don't know, because I thought I had put in my all. You know, there are some things we'll never know the answers to. So this is me being honest. Did I pray? Oh my goodness, I prayed, I cried, I fasted. I reached out to all the contacts. Like when I didn't get the Chevening Scholarship, I tried to get all sorts of scholarships from my state. You know, I did the Commonwealth as well. So it wasn't just Chevening. Oh, I even applied for the London School of Hygiene scholarships, but I didn't get them. Why I didn't get them then, I don't know. But what I believe, on hindsight, I'll say maybe the timing wasn't right. Okay. I don't have the answer to that. Probably the timing wasn't right. I don't know. Because if it's pray, I prayed. Everybody was praying for me. So it's not like one of prayer. Okay.
Wow.
So yes, I don't know why I didn't get it the first 3 times. because honestly, the applications I made were still hinged on the same stories I had, but maybe it was tweaked differently or the wordings were different. But it was the same people that reviewed for me throughout the times I've been writing. The same people have been reviewing for me. So why I didn't get it the first 3 times, I don't know. Again, like I said, maybe the timing wasn't right. I honestly can't answer. But yes, fourth time lucky, like a friend of mine said. Um, so sometimes life is full of challenges, and many times they don't go, or life doesn't play out the way we planned it. I'm one of those people that has a plan A, plan B, plan C. If this one doesn't work, the next one will work. My brain is always working. What's the next move? What's the next? But I'm learning again, I'm learning on a daily basis to submit my plans to God and just ask Him, what do you want me to do? And I know that was what I did that time. And so the feeling not going away or the desire not going away, I strongly believe that it was God that, left that burning desire there, because I honestly prayed and I said, God, if this is not of you, just take it. Let me even stop wanting to go for this. Let me stop all of this. Let me cook myself apply for PhD, or let me even do America. But the desire was strong. I can't explain it. And that's why I say I truly believe it was God. So the fact that we have challenges doesn't mean we're not on the right path. Again, that's why we have to go back to the drawing board or to the owner of our lives to see, to
Mm,
ask him for direction. Because
mm,
sometimes the challenges could be obstacles. Sometimes you're on the right path and, uh, those challenges come to deter you. So it's not a fix one size fits all. Sometimes the challenges come because you're not on the right path. Sometimes you're on the right path, but nobody said you will not have trials on the right path, your journey in life. So yeah, I hope that has answered it for you. Miracle.
yes, yes, ma. Thank you so much. You did
Thank
justice to the
you.
question. Thank you,
Thank
ma.
you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. PC Tabo, can you come in with your question, please?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Kalu. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Finti, and thank you for the amazing story you've told us. Please, I wanted asking, um, I would love to be an epidemiologist, and if possible, a consultant epidemiologist. So would you suggest, or rather, would you advise that I should go through the specialty training, or would I have to do the masters and, find my way or footing through there? Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to blame Dr. Kalu for this question because he introduced me as an expert. I am not an expert. So we're still on this journey and we're learning. I believe Dr. Kalu is the best person to answer. Again, there's no one size fits all. I'm not really sure, but then there are different paths. There are different paths to, being an epidemiologist. It depends on what you want. I think if you want to do a master's and then go through the whole PhD, I think that route is available. If you want to go through the specialty training, I think, now I'm very careful with my words. I'm saying I think because I really don't know the answer to that. Dr. Kali is also guiding me as to how to go about that. And that's why I kept saying, surround yourselves with the right people. You see me, I'm holding on to the hem of Dr. Kalu's garment and I will not let him go until he blesses me. So, they say follow who know road. So please, I believe that he is better at this. And yeah, so I'm following him. I'm following him as the one way no road on in this matter. So I'm not really sure. But yes, there are different routes. For me at that time, it was doing a master's. But yes, from the beginning, I just said, success is not a it's not a destination, it's a journey. So, people's journeys are different, the routes are different. So I think it's to make your inquiries, speak with people who know what to do, and then they can guide you right. Again, that's where community matters a lot and your circle of people matter. Thank you. Um,
Thank
I
you.
hope it has helped.
Thank you very much. You have done justice to the question. PC Tabo, if you need more information, please, you can speak to our team for a one-to-one section. We can look at the various things you might be able to do. I was just looking at my garment to see if there's a hem that can, that can be held. Um, it's okay. Thank you, Fincy. There was a question on the chat box that said, is Chevening Scholarship for medical people alone only, or can any other person um, apply for it?
Oh, that's the amazing thing about Chevening Scholarship. It's for everybody. It's open to everybody. There's a Chevening community, and I know that there are all sorts of people there. Anything you want to do, if you go on the website, and that's again where information really matters, and planning, I'll just advise, if it's something you want to do, just Google Chevening, look at it. It will give you a list of all the universities in the UK and Scotland that are affiliated, and there's so many. And then it will give you a list of courses. I think all the courses are whether it's English, whether it's mathematics, music, it's open to any course at all. So please do well to Google. I think it opens in August, and the last day for submission is sometime in November. So you have the chance of applying for, this year's cohort if it's something you're interested in. But I would advise that you start early, because it can be a tedious process. So it's open to everybody. And I think it's one of those scholarships that doesn't have an age limit, because if it did, honestly, I wouldn't even have qualified. So it's one of those, Dr. Kali, you're looking at me, I'm old though. But yeah, so it's one of those scholarships that doesn't have an age limit. It allows you to apply, whatever your age. So please do well to look into it. But apart from Chevening, there are other scholarships. You have the Commonwealth as well. And just Google scholarships for African students or for Nigerians or wherever you're from, and it will come up and you can now look at it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fincy. And it's giving me another vibe. So trying to even have a scholarship fair where a number of scholars will come up and talk about their experience in application. For instance, I was once a Commonwealth shared scholar. So and so you can find yourself a number of people to talk to in the academy. And for instance, now you see there's a mentor in Dr. Fincy who can walk you through Chevening Scholarship and a number of others. Yeah, Rachel, do you want to come in?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Fitton.
Thank
Um,
you.
I'm enjoying this story, and I'm enjoying being called Dr. Rachel too. But
Why not?
thank
You
God
can
I'm in
be
the midst of
anything.
my own time to become a doctor. I think it has gone, it has passed because of family issue, as Mrs. Cecilia earlier said. And I'm not sure of becoming doctor, except if God just carries out a miracle. So my question is that this scholarship, does it cover the flight fee for the children or anybody that will follow the policy to go and study there?
No. So let me start with one thing, Rachel. As long as you can dream it, you can have it. That's the truth. As long as you can dream it, it's achievable. It might not be easy, but as long as you can dream it, you can reach it. So I'll just encourage us to keep dreaming. And dream it, pray it, and it can come to pass if you want it bad enough. See, that's one of the things that I believe strongly. No, the Chevening Scholarship does not cover for your dependents. it only covers for you, and they'll actually advise you not to come with your dependents because it's very intense. It's very, very intense, depending on the school, the study is intense. So it doesn't cover for your dependents. However, if you want your dependents to come with you, they will facilitate or support in their getting visas. So you can apply for them as your dependents, but that is you doing it privately. Now, with the help of the UK government, because you're applying, Chevening Scholarship is being given by the UK government and you're applying for a UK visa, but you'll have to show that you have the resource to take care of them. And that's a whole different ball game. So you'll have particular amounts in your account and you sort out their tickets and everything. So no, it doesn't take care of your dependents. But I think Commonwealth does. Commonwealth supports, I think, up to 3 children, except it has changed. But with Chevening, no, it's just you that they sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Finty, for having led us through this section. And I've learned a lot, actually. I've learned a lot. The
Give it
tenacity.
to me.
Can you mute yourself if you're speaking? The tenacity, persistence. I don't know how many people will be able to do that 4 times.
Easy, Dr. Kali. It's not like I just decided. I was discouraged many times. I cried many tears, many times. But again, like I said, I believe God helped me, and kept the dream alive. And then I had the right people who kept pushing me even when I gave up, because I did give up. I was tired. I was exhausted. But then I had the right people around me who kept encouraging me and guiding me. So I'll say it was community effort. it was community effort. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the last lesson I learned from your speech, community effort. Yeah, so to make it in life, it's a community effort. Engage the right company, the right community to help you scale through. Thank you, Dr. Finty.